Hello and welcome to episode 26 of the Little Dynamite Knits podcast. My name is Sarah and I live outside of Philadelphia in Pennsylvania with my husband Brent and our three cats, Gustav, Gracie, and Gertie. Today is Friday, July 31st, also known as the day that I am flying to Seattle for Flock Fiber Festival. So my flight does not leave until after 6 o'clock. So I don't have to leave for the airport till about 3. So I haven't started packing yet, but I have all the lists, like so many lists, because not only am I going to Flock, I'm then staying in Seattle for the whole week. And then my mom will be flying to Seattle on Wednesday. And then on Sunday, not this Sunday, but the following Sunday, we are getting on a cruise ship to Alaska with the grocery girls and 90 other knitters or like-minded folks. My mom is not a knitter. She has already booked 2 spa appointments during times when we have knitting workshops. So she's going to be just fine. She's going to enjoy herself quite a bit. Excuse me. In order to get this episode recorded and scheduled to go up tomorrow to keep this Knit Girl Summer train rolling, there's going to be no editing on this episode. So fingers crossed, let's hope for the best. We'll see how it goes. Before I jump into FOs and talk about what I'm wearing, I did want to mention, so I have been struggling with spinal stenosis and osteoarthritis, primarily in my L4, L5, but also creeping up into the L3 area for several years now. And it has taken quite a toll on me physically and emotionally, and just really it impacts my daily life quite a bit. So we're going to try a procedure when I get home from this trip and I'm fully situated on Brent's insurance, because boy is getting laid off in the middle of trying to deal with medical stuff. Not fun at all. But so to kind of help me get through the next 2 weeks of travel, as enjoyable as they are going to be, I talked to my doctor and he actually put me on a new medication for pain that you take twice a day, every day. I've never taken pain meds like this before. I've only ever taken them as needed and very sparingly. So this is a new experience. I've been taking them for about a week now. So I think they're supposed to really start to kick in after a week or two. Why do I have red spots on my forehead? Oh, anyway. So they're supposed to really kick in after a week or two, but I'm already starting to notice like really small things. Like yesterday, I was able to take a shower, do all my getting ready at the bathroom sink, come downstairs and do a couple things in the kitchen without having to sit down. And I can't even explain how huge that is, that I was able to be on my feet for a sustained, I don't know, it was like 10 or 15 minutes, pushing 20 maybe, and I didn't have to sit down because I was in like agony. And I'm going to try not to cry because that's been my reality for the last couple of years, is I can't be on my feet more than 5 minutes without really bad pain. And then the lower half of my body just starts to go completely numb. So I'm feeling a little optimistic. I'm feeling much better about walking around the Flock marketplace and the giant cruise ship and the ports in Alaska. So this is the most optimistic I have felt about this in 2 or 3 years. So that's awesome. But I'll keep you updated on that. My Flock plans, I do have plans. So I get into Seattle hopefully at like around 9:30 tonight. And then I have to get my luggage and then get a car and get to my hotel. I'm staying in a hotel for 2 nights to be right near the convention center for Flock. Then on Sunday, I'm checking into an Airbnb, and that's where I'll be all week until we go to the pre-cruise hotel the following weekend. So there's a lot of bouncing around, but once we get on that cruise ship, I'm gonna, unpack and be in one place and let the boat take us everywhere. So that'll be nice. So by the time I get to my hotel tonight, I'm just gonna probably collapse. And then tomorrow, I have a class with Taji of Stitches and Starlight, or Tangles and Starlight. It is called Sheep to Skein. I think I've already talked about this, but I'm going to take that class with them from 10 to 1. And so then at 1, I saw that Tori Yu is doing a meetup for her Tori's Tees knit along. This is a pattern by Tori Yu. I will be wearing it tomorrow for the first day of Flock. And hopefully I can get to that meetup from the class, and then I'll go into the marketplace. So I'm not, rushing to any booth trying to get anything specific, although I did ask Jess of Witchfire Fibers to tuck aside 2 skeins for me. So worst case scenario, I will definitely get at least two of those from her. And then I am going to the event at the brewery tomorrow night, and then Sunday I'm just gonna wander around the marketplace and probably sit and knit and just chill and hang out with people and have a really nice time. It'll be nice to not have to be going to the airport and actually get to spend that full day just hanging out. So that's the plan. Let's talk about FOs. I have 2 finished garments. 2! Do you see how big I am? I finished 2 garments. And one I finished in less than a month. So this is the Prospect Tee by Tori Yu. You may notice that there are some ends hanging out. It's also still a little damp. So as soon as I'm done recording this, I'm going to take this off and let it finish drying because I just blocked it last night. I have to weave in the ends. I did follow the pattern for the ribbing for the sleeves, and then also for the ribbing for the hem, but I did not do the collar, and for 2 reasons. 1, I ran out of time, but 2, I like how this looks. I think I'm just going to leave it like this and call that done because it feels good. I like how open it is, and I like how it looks. So I used Barocco Remix Light for this yarn, and I'm gonna have to use my computer because I'm recording on my phone, because I do want to, well, first remembering my password would be helpful. I do want to tell you what's in this yarn. This was my first time working with it, and I love it. So this yarn is made up of 30% nylon, 27% cotton, 24% acrylic, 10% silk, and 9% linen. It is, according to these websites, a worsted weight, but it is 430-ish yards per 100-gram ball. So I knit it as if it were a fingering weight. I used a US size 4 pattern needle to make this, which I believe is the needle recommended in the pattern. I used a 2 for the ribbing. That is the recommended needle. And then it says to go back to the main body needle to finish off and bind off knitwise. Love a bind off knitwise. Thank you, Tori. But I did not, I had my main body needle still in the body of the sweater because once I got to my last ball of yarn, I stopped working on the body so I could finish the sleeves and then know how long I could knit the body with the rest of the yarn I had. So I had a US 3 handy, so I just did my bind off with the US 3 instead of the 4. The sleeves they're a little big. and I'm not entirely sure. I have to look at some other people's projects and see like if that's just the style. I don't totally mind it, but I might, when I get back, rip out these cuffs and maybe either pick up less stitches or pick up the same amount, but then do some decreases to get these to close up a little bit. But it's done. I love it. I love how the texture looks in this yarn. I am super excited to wear this. And I think this is going to be a staple in my wardrobe. So the other finished garment, here it is a pattern by Samantha Guerin, and this is my summer session tank. So she is done, and I was able to knit it as long as I wanted it because I got that extra skein of yarn from Allie of Explorer Knits. So this is Explorer Knits linen sock in forest floor, something like that. 80% non-superwash merino, 20% linen. I love the front and the neckline so much. It fits perfectly. The armholes fit perfectly. The only thing that doesn't fit perfectly is this. This still comes up a little high, so I am probably at some point going to tack this down, but she's done. And I used about maybe 3 1/4 skeins, 3 1/3 skeins when all was said and done. It did end up longer than I thought it was going to be, just based on how it looked before I got it off the needles. But I'm really happy with it. So this will be, I think, lovely under a blazer or a cardigan when it gets cooler. For now, I'm probably not going to wear it on its own, but I'm excited to maybe dress it up a little bit, business casual, you know. This was a very fun knit. The lace pattern goes all the way down the front, so even when you're in the body and going round and round and round the stockinette, you do get this small section of the pattern to kind of break that up and keep you going. And that goes all the way down until you start the ribbing. I did a new to me bind off for this. I have to go into YouTube because I don't remember exactly what it was called. Where's my history? It started with an R. So it calls for a tubular bind off. I don't like the tubular bind off. I did it for the sleeves because they're smaller. So I did the tubular bind off for the sleeves, but for the body it's called the Ruke, R-U-K-E bind off. And it's stretchier than any time I've ever done the tubular bind off, and it looks really good. Actually, I think I just lied to you. No, I told you the truth. Did I do that? No, this is a knit bind off. Yeah, Ruke, R-U-K-E. I've got a lot going on in my brain right now. So I think that's going to be my new go-to anytime a pattern calls for a tubular bind off. You still have a super, super long tail, but you don't have to do as many things. It's like instead of, I don't know how to explain it, but if you go on YouTube and do R-U-K-E, Ruke bind off, I watched a video by Totally Stitch Craft. If I do show notes for this episode, I'll link that video below. So that's it. 2 finished garments. Let's see. I need a thumbnail for this. Okay. All right. So I don't really have any whips right now. Well, I have some whips, but I haven't touched them because I was working on this so much. But projects that I'm taking with me, I'm taking the Shifa shawl that I've been working on. I am taking my Handspun skeins of yarn from Junction Fiber Mill to make a traveler shawl. So I'll cast that on while I'm away. And I'm taking the yarn from my mom's Christmas socks, and I will cast those on. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. I'll cast those on either in the lounge or on the plane. I have a couple of acquisitions. Oh wait, I have to talk about this spin. So this is, I don't remember what state this was in when I recorded last, but this was going to be the contrast color for my Cygnus shawl. And the fiber is from Kira Wiggins. It is a blend of Romney and Surrey alpaca. And I still am not entirely sure what I did. I think I over-plied this because the singles looked okay, but then after I plied them, it was a mess. And it was so like compacted and yeah. So when I weigh this and put in my yardage, it's telling me this is like an Aran weight. It is so not an Aran weight, but it just weighs a lot, and I'm not sure why. Rachel from Table 10 also had a braid of this, and she said she got less from it than she did from the other she plied it with. And so we're wondering if this fiber content is just like heavier than others. Not entirely sure. But so I over-plied these like crazy. I got a little too confident. I turned up the speed of my wheel when I was plying, and it clearly got away from me. To fix this as best as I could, I watched a few videos, and then I was talking to Andrea, who is the knitting PT. I saw her last weekend at an event at Forever Yarn in Doylestown, and then we went to have dinner, and I was talking to her about this, and she confirmed that I could take the plied yarn, put it back through my e-spinner in the opposite direction that I had plied it. And it was kind of magical, I have to be honest. Watching it kind of untwist itself a little bit and kind of expand and plump up a little bit. It was very cathartic. So when I first held this yarn up, it was like, and now it is much more relaxed. So I have about 420 yards of this, which is not enough for a Cygnus shawl. So I have no idea what I'm gonna make with this. But here's it a little closer. So definitely not my best spin, but the fact that I was able to save it this much makes me happy. But there are definitely like, hello, look at that. That was a spot that wasn't super over-plied. So when I did it the opposite way, it was like, so we'll see. This is gonna probably be an adventure when I knit it up. I love the color so much. I'm so bummed that this didn't work for what I wanted it, but it'll go on the shelf with the rest of my Handspun, and it will have its moment someday. Am I really gonna do this on camera and show you how bad I am at skein yarn? Not horrible, but all right. So, and that's the only spinning I did. That really took the wind out of my sails for Tour de Fleece, and I did not start a new spin. I also was just so focused on finishing these garments that I had no time for spinning. So this is going to be a short episode. I do want to share a couple of acquisitions. Speaking of Junction Fiber Mill fiber, they have a new color called Giverny. I'm not saying that right. But it came out in yarn, and then they were selling some of the pin drafted roving. So I got one of these. I just think that's so pretty. I kind of wish I had bought two, but I'm glad I was able to get one. This did sell out pretty quickly. So I will spin this one. I will probably just, I want to do a 2-ply. So I'm gonna have to figure out, I'm probably gonna take it and just split it in half and then ply it together and have like a kind of a gradient, which I think will be really pretty. So I have that. And then last weekend I went to the Summer Maker event at Forever Yarn in Doylestown, which is Yan's store, who I love. And so I went to their to the event, and there were pop-up vendors there. So Andrea was there with her new book, Crafting Without Pain. Shayla of Black Pearl Magic was there. Heather was with her, if you watch Charm City Unicorns. So I got to see both of them, which was awesome. Tanny Casey was there, not vending, but just hanging out. Chelsea Yarns was there. Fashion School Dropout Yarn Co. was there. And so I bought two things. I got these stitch markers or progress keepers from Shayla. It's cheese, so I had to. Come on. And then I got this skein from Fashion School Dropout. This is their Soho sock blend. You guys, it's a 2-ply. So I got really excited when I saw it. I'm like, oh, my 2-ply sock base. Because at first glance, it looks like the 2-ply that we all know and some of us love. But this one is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 2-ply twist construction, and has 463 yards. So it's not that super plump 80-20 400 yard 2-ply base that I love. It is much more of a thinner fingering weight, but still a 2-ply, and 25% nylon. And it's so soft. It is so soft. So I'm really excited to see how this knits up. The color is You Plus Me equals Heart. It was based on the cover of, I think it was an Olivia Rodrigo album. I don't know the name of the album. I'm not really familiar with her music, but it's so pretty. So this will be socks for me. I'm not going to show anybody else this because I have a feeling if I showed this, especially to the triplets, one of them would pick this. And that's for me. My last acquisition was supposed to be a Christmaka present, but Brent said I could have it now, which is awesome because when I wind up sweater quantities, it takes me forever. So now I have an electric yarn winder. So I'm excited to give this a try, see how it goes. When I come back from this trip, I already have, I have 5 skeins of this yarn that you can't get anymore because they're no longer dyeing or making yarn, but this is less traveled yarn. And this is the Paloma DK base, which is 90% superwash, super fine merino, 10% silk, 245 yards. This is the color Mallard, and I have 5 of these. And my plan is to make a rift with these. It was going to be one of my travel projects, and then I saw that it's bottom up, and I have never done no, that's not true. I've done bottom up garments, but they've been, one was seamed and one was the traveler shell, which is open. So we will start this when we get back. So when I get back, I'm going to be able to wind up these 5 skeins on the electric yarn winder, and let y'all know what I think. And with that, that's all I had on my list. So we're going to get this video off the phone, get it on the computer, get some show notes thrown together, and sorry that there won't be any editing, but we just don't have time for that today. So if you are traveling to Flock, or if you're already in Seattle, I cannot wait to see you. If you're not there yet, safe travels. And if you are not going to Flock, that is okay. I didn't go last year, and the FOMO was definitely there, but it's okay. It's okay. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go next year. And I have a feeling a lot of people who aren't going this year are going to go next year. So we'll see. But I'm really looking forward to it. I can't wait to see my mom and can't wait for the cruise. I don't know when my next video will go up. But if I can do it from the Airbnb, I'll do a flock recap next weekend. And I do have Wi-Fi on the cruise, but I doubt it's going to be anywhere near the strength required to upload anything. But maybe I can do some shorts or reels while we're on the cruise ship and upload them when we're in ports. Or I just won't record at all, and that'll be okay too. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're enjoying your summer as best you can, and that the weather, we got a little bit of a break this week in the weather, so hopefully you're enjoying some better weather. Yeah, until next time, I hope you are being kind to yourself, being kind to others, looking out for each other, and working on something that you love. See you next time. Bye.